In this video, I'm sharing something almost no one talks about: a Tibetan remedy that helps your body flush out up to 36.7% more creatinine on the very first day. Today, we're diving into Jingua Bao, a pharmacy-grade capsule of fermented cordyceps that just shook the scientific world. I had to double-check the DOI because the results were so shocking. A 48-point drop in creatinine across 17 clinical trials with 1,431 real CKD patients. That's not a typo. That's not one lucky case report. That's hard science repeated, consistent, undeniable. Here's what makes it so powerful: it reduces oxidative stress, slows fibrosis, improves microcirculation, balances blood sugar, lowers lipids, all the things quietly damaging your kidneys around the clock. And it doesn't stop there. The same research shows it cuts BUN, uric acid, proteinuria, and inflammation markers like CRP. In simple terms, it cools the fire that's been burning through kidney tissue nonstop. Now, you'd think with results like that, people would be shouting about it from the rooftops, or at least posting about it on social media. Try searching online, you'll find endless raw organ diets and gimmicks, but nothing about this. And that's why I'm here, because your kidneys deserve better than TikTok trends. So let me ask you, have you ever even heard of Gingu Bao before this video? Drop me a comment, hit like, and subscribe if you want more breakthroughs like this one. Alright, my friends, let's talk about one of the most incredible treatments for CKD I've ever come across. A recent meta-analysis looked at 17 trials and more than 1,400 patients, and the results weren't just about lowering creatinine. The benefits went way beyond that. Not only did creatinine drop, but so did BUN and uric acid, meaning fewer toxins hanging around in the bloodstream. Even C-reactive protein went down, showing inflammation cooling off dramatically. And when you see results like this, consistently, in over 1,400 real patients, all from a single remedy, it's nothing short of jaw-dropping. That remedy is called Gingu Bao. And forgive my pronunciation, Mandarin speakers, please don't cringe, it's just the excitement talking. Now, here's the thing. Jingua Bao isn't just some random supplement. In China, it's actually approved by the National Medical Products Administration, their version of the FDA, as a Class B over-the-counter medicine. That means no prescription needed, you can walk into a pharmacy and buy it directly. And what's it mainly used for? Kidney disease. Especially diabetic kidney disease. And unlike something like Tylenol, which can actually harm your kidneys, this is dispensed in Chinese hospitals to protect them. So why is it so powerful? Because Jingua Bao is built on Cordyceps sinensis, the rare, highly prized mushroom that only grows in Tibet and the Himalayas. This is the legendary version, the one that's so expensive people joke even billionaires hesitate before buying it. But here's the good news: through fermentation technology, Jingua Bao delivers those same benefits affordably, making it widely available in China and, yes, even here in the US. The health benefits go beyond kidney function, too. We're talking reduced inflammation, better blood sugar control, lower cholesterol, improved blood flow, and anti-fibrosis effects, which basically means it helps stop your kidneys from developing scar tissue over time. So in plain language, Jingua Bao is like hitting the brakes on the very processes that wear kidneys down. And for patients facing CKD, that's huge. So, the big question is, where do you actually find this remedy? Well, a few stores carry it, and many even ship directly from the US. I'll show you a couple of websites where you can find it, since it's not on Amazon. Some options include herbsf.com, simparium.com, and soy.com. Now, just to be clear, I'm not affiliated with any of these sites. I always encourage you to do your own homework before buying. And while this formulation is generally safe, it's even approved as a medicine in China, there are a few exceptions. If you're on immunosuppressants or blood thinners, this isn't for you. But for most CKD patients, the safety profile looks really solid. After all, we're talking about evidence from 17 clinical trials and over 1,400 patients. That's not just a handful of lucky cases, that's real science. And let's pause on that for a moment. This isn't sold as a supplement in China, it's regulated as a medicine. That means clinical testing, standardized production, strict quality controls, all the things we wish US supplements had. And the way it's made is fascinating. It's based on a special strain of Cordyceps called CS4. No, it's not handpicked in the Himalayas or grown by letting fungi take over ants' bodies like something out of a horror documentary. Instead, it's carefully cultivated in labs using the mycelium, the root-like part of the fungus, similar to how Cordyceps militaris is grown. Now, you might be wondering, can I just take regular Cordyceps from Amazon and get the same results? Hold that thought, we'll get there in just a moment. But first, there's something important I need you to understand. All of those amazing results in the trials, lower creatinine, reduced inflammation, better labs, happen on top of conventional CKD treatment. And when I say treatment, I don't mean just getting handed a prescription for lisinopril, furosemide, and the address of a dialysis center. No. Both the Jingua Bao group and the control group were also put on a plant-based, low-protein renal diet. They received support for anemia, metabolic acidosis, nutrient deficiencies, all the basics that keep the body stable. Here's a little secret about kidney trials: if you want patients to actually improve, you can't skip the fundamentals. Medications, diet, vitamins, they all have to be in place first. And I know what some of you might be thinking, but I already see 2, maybe 3 doctors. Are you saying I'm not getting proper treatment? Well, I'm not just saying it. I'm showing you. Research shows that more than half of CKD patients in the US aren't even prescribed the most basic meds like ACE inhibitors or ARBs. And the number of patients actually following a renal diet? So tiny, James Cameron might need a submarine to find it. And that's the truth. Even with a powerful remedy like Gingu Bao, there's no progress unless the rest of your treatment is solid. It only works when everything else, your meds, your labs, your diet, is dialed in. So here's the big question: are regular Cordyceps supplements as effective as Gingu Bao? If you've been paying attention, you've probably noticed that countries with public healthcare like China, Italy, Japan, Korea tend to invest a lot in keeping people out of dialysis. And it's not because they're overly sentimental about kidneys, it's because every failed kidney means a huge strain on their healthcare budget. The US? Well, when your kidneys fail here, Big Pharma pops champagne. Italy's approach? Pasta. No joke, protein-free pasta is literally handed out to kidney patients to slow disease progression. And it worked. They saved millions in dialysis costs. Japan said cute idea and countered with fermented brown rice, aka genmai. Korea joined in with activated charcoal capsules. Meanwhile, America's big innovation? Adding zeros to hospital bills. But let's circle back to Cordyceps. In China, they don't just use Gingu Bao, they've studied all kinds of Cordyceps-based preparations, including the same extracts you'll find on Amazon. And guess what? They work too. One study showed stage 4 CKD patients lowered their creatinine by 18.3% in just 3 months using Cordyceps extract. A review of 22 studies with nearly 1,000 patients confirmed the same thing: lower creatinine, less proteinuria, improved hemoglobin and albumin. And before you ask, yes, these patients were still on their regular meds. No sabotage, no zombie outbreaks. Just healthier kidneys. Now, here's the fascinating part: Cordyceps' greatest strength isn't creatinine, it's stopping proteinuria. And proteinuria is one of the biggest warning signs that dialysis is coming. Turn that around, and you change the whole story. So what's better, Cordyceps extract or the whole fruiting bodies? Think of it like coffee versus espresso. Extracts are standardized for cordycepin, the star compound behind many of Cordyceps' benefits. If you go that route, always check the label for the cordycepin percentage or stick with Gingu Bao, which meets pharmaceutical standards. On the other hand, whole Cordyceps militaris fruiting bodies bring extra gifts to the table like beta-glucans, great for cholesterol and blood sugar, plus unique compounds such as adenosine, ergosterol, cordyamine, and even vitamin B12. These don't show up in extracts, and they're part of why whole Cordyceps is so powerful for kidney health. Bonus? They taste pretty good too. So which one should you take, extracts, fruiting bodies, or Gingu Bao? Honestly, there isn't a wrong answer. Each has its own strengths. The key is to know what you're buying, and why. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.